We are cooking artichokes today, but the way I'm gonna cook them is very different from most people. I have 2 artichokes. I'm gonna put them in the pot. I have a large pot so they can fit in there. For the water, I'm gonna take water that is clean. I don't use tap water for cooking. So I pour water until it covers them up, about that much. I'm going to boil these about 2 hours to be fully cooked. I'll start with high so the water will boil, and when the water boiled, then I put it on low. At the same time, I have here an onion, but I'm going to use half of it, and the other half I will be sauteing for another dish. So the onion, I'm just going to throw large pieces. I have potatoes the same way. I'm just going to throw them just like that in the water. Then I bought pepper from the market, so I'm going to put half of the pepper the way it is right there. I also bought onion from the market. This was farmer's market, so everything was very fresh. I'm going to chop the green part and put it in the pot, and the white part I'm going to saute, and I'll let you know why I'm doing that, why I will saute those. There. I have a tomato I'm gonna chop coarsely because these are gonna cook for 2 hours, so there's no need to be picky and chop them small or try to be real pretty. You're just gonna put it in there. Now what I bought also from the farmer's market is a fresh garlic. I want to use as much as possible, so I'm just going to get the dry parts off and cut this part off. I will be using the whole thing, I believe, or I might do half to see how the other half will work, depending how much of this I can put in there. This whole stock will give some flavor, so I'll use it, even though it's hard to cut. But I'll use this part too. I'll cut it in 2 pieces. It is hard to cut, but everything gives flavor. It smells just like garlic. So I'm going to put this part also there for some flavor. But I cut this in half to show you how it looks when the garlic is fresh. So we'll use half of it. The farmer said you can let it dry and use it, or you can use it now. As you see, look how beautiful these garlics are. When they're cooked, they'll be easier for me to take them out of the skin. And the skin has some flavor and nutrients, so I will just leave it in the skin like that. I'm going to use that for sauteing. It smells so good. So I'll take this part too, because when it's exposed to the air, you really should use your onion and your garlic. Don't leave them around. They actually collect bacteria on them. So if you eat them, you'll be eating tons of bacteria that they collected from the air. So as soon as you cut it, use it. Even if you put it in the refrigerator, cut the at least first layer about half an inch or as much as you can. Don't let it stay around, and don't use it. So those are for sauteing. I'm going to put this in the water. So we have a lot of good stuff here. What I am doing with the potatoes, when they're cooked, I'm going to make a vegan mashed potato with them. That's why I'll be sauteing the rest of the vegetables in this pot, and when the potatoes are cooked, I'll take them out, mash them in there. So at the same time you have your artichokes cooking, you also will have a mashed potato for the meat that you're using. So you can have a meat, anything that you plant. Artichoke is your vegetable, potato is your starch. These are fresh celery. They look like parsley, but it's actually very fresh celery, and the stems I will use first, and then I will use the tops almost toward the end to give some flavor. For the artichokes, you also need some garlic in the oil, so I'll use the rest of that, crush it in the olive oil to make a little dip, because that's how you'll be eating your artichokes. So that's what I will be doing. So this part also goes in the pot. Now we have all these. And when it boils, you can put the top on and let it boil until I will show you how these are cooked. When you pull a leaf, it will be fully light brown color, and it will pull easy, and it will be light brown color, and when you eat it, you can eat the whole inside of the skin. So the only part you eat is the inside, this part inside. The outside part goes in trash. Now I will be chopping the stuff for the sauteing my little mashed potato, vegan mashed potato. This is actually an Assyrian mashed potato. That's how we do ours. We saute onion, pepper, and then we put our cooked potato there. And after, when you want to serve it, we usually put some mint or basil in them, and that's how Assyrians cook their mashed potato. That's what I will do. Instead of boiling them, I'm going to boil them with the artichoke and save energy. And then the artichoke gives a really tasty flavor to the potatoes. Actually, the potatoes will taste much more richer and tastier. And with all these vegetables being sauteed and mixed in them, they will be irresistible, if I may say so. So, we chop everything and then put it there so I don't walk back and forth. And the camera won't be like making you dizzy. These are pepper. These were the smallest pepper they had. I wanted them small because when things are smaller, they have more flavor. I don't like when things are grown bigger than they should be. That's not very normal. This whole thing will go in the next pot. For our mashed potato, we'll start sauteing. This whole, for the artichokes, we have to wait about 2 hours. For the potatoes, not that long. I will probably pull them out the first hour past. And but for both of these dishes, I will come back to you and show you the end, both of them at the same time. I took the potatoes out and I put them here. I'm mashing them. The liquid can be used also for the potato to become creamier. So I'll take some of the liquid, or if you like it just like that, that will be fine too. I put enough oil so they will be nice and smooth, but I probably need a little bit of liquid. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do with the garlic. I'll squish it and take the garlic part out of the skin and put it right here in my potatoes. If I wait and get cold, I can do it with my hand, but you can also do it with a spoon and get the garlic out. With hand you probably can get more garlic, but it's pretty hot. So I'm going to try it with the spoon. Squish out the garlic. And then I will show you where the choker is in the artichokes. The reason it's called choker because it can choke you if you eat it. So you have to take it out. It's right sitting on top of the heart. The choker is right on top of the heart. And I'll show you in a minute where it is. This is our potatoes. They're ready. So vegan mashed potato, extremely delicious. If you have some basil or mint, you can top them with that. Now let's get our choker out, our artichoke out. Now this is pretty hot. You can wait till it cools down. But since I started that, I'm going to show you how this works. I just let all these leaves fall down and create a beautiful bloom. When you want to present it for your dinner parties, you can do this. You can also wait till it's cooled down because you can eat this colder. You can do this and put, I have an oil. I crushed the rest of that garlic. I have some olive oil, some good salt, Celtic salt, and I just drizzle a little bit of cayenne on top. This will be our dip. So what we do, we dip right there. There's few ways eating these leaves. Some people like to pull them this way. You just eat the inside. Some people say this is not a good food because it takes a lot of effort to eat it. Cook it too. But it's very good for your gallbladder. I like to pull them this way. So, as you can see, they're cooked pretty good. Put more salt here because the leaves, even though I salt them, they still are very unsalted. So I would make the olive oil pretty salty. So when you dip them, you can get a nice taste. If you have a smaller bowl, you can put that right in the middle and present it. Sometimes I open them and I put little glass, pretty glass, and I present them like that. Now I will show you where the choker sits. The small leaves, I wouldn't try to eat them. If they tear, they might stick in your throat. So you don't want to take that chance. Usually what you do, you take the whole thing and you just eat. I'll show you what part is just edible. Now, underneath these tiny leaves, there sits the choker. If you look closely, it's a little tiny hair looking thing. Now you have to just, I'll use a knife so I won't take too much of the, I don't want to take the heart. So what you do, you just try to take the choker off. There it is. It's pretty hot. So I'm trying not to burn myself. Just carve around it. And take it off. There we go. This choker really wanted to sit there. It doesn't want to come out. Oh, it likes the artichoke. I'm going to take it with these leaves. We'll be okay without a couple of leaves. So there's, I'll throw away the choker. And then this is the heart, which is the most meaty part of the artichoke. You can chop it, put it in your sauce. You can chop it, put it in your mashed potatoes so everybody can enjoy it. Or you can just leave it and whoever gets there first, they will take it and eat it. I will cut it so everybody gets a piece. Now, tell everyone to be careful. I did not cut the tips that have a little bit of thorn. I mean, if you're careful, you shouldn't be hurting yourself. You just have to be careful. They're right there. Or, before you cook it, you can cut them with a scissor or knife. You can clip them off. But I didn't do that. The stock of this, you can use it in your mashed potato, or you can keep it. It's a very good vegan stock. There's nothing in it but vegetables. So you can keep it and use it for different dishes, make soups with it, make vegetable soup. It's a great rich stock. That's why I do this, so I can have the stock, I can have the mashed potato, and I can have my artichokes. So 3 in 1. Great dish. Enjoy your artichokes. They're very healthy for you. They're excellent for just sitting around talking and eating, because it takes a long time to eat this and it'll keep you busy. Have fun, enjoy your food. Thank you.